Hi guys, my name is Gen, and today we'll do a review of the Nike Mercurial GS360. So this is a limited edition boot that came out in 2018 to represent Nike's concept of green speed. So as you can see, you get a boot bag which says GS360 with the Mercurial at the bottom and a Nike swoosh on the back. So what green speed represents is a product that is made out of 100% recycled material. So it is an innovative idea that came out in 2012 actually, because this is the second generation of the cleat, and I'll put up the first generation on the video. Those cleats were pretty revolutionary, they were pretty cool, and they started something new that you could actually make cleats out of recycled materials. However, the performance of those cleats wasn't great, but this time around it looks like Nike did a lot better job. Continuing on, we have the technical specifications of the cleat. The cleat is actually based off the Nike Mercurial Vapor 12, as you can see here, which I'm holding in my hands. This cleat came out in 2018 as well, and it is made of Flyknit construction with a Nike skin upper, and it has a split sole design here where the studs are in two separate places. It's not just one long stud plate. So when we're talking about this cleat, it is based off this cleat, but it does not have, not everything is similar. Actually, the knit of this cleat is circular knit. So as you can see, if I come a little bit closer, the circular knit here, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say bigger, but it's not as tightly woven as you can see in Flyknit here. I'll put a more clear picture up on the video, and I think that's just one way where they kind of cut the cost down, as well as using recycled materials. Probably couldn't use the same type of yarn they use for the Flyknit, so they use circular knit instead. On top of the knit is a Nike skin, which is a thin polyurethane film that covers the knit area to give it some structure, as well as a consistent touch on the ball. And with the polyurethane film with Nike skin, you have ACC, which is all conditions control, which is Nike's proprietary technology that gives you a consistent feel on the ball no matter what the weather conditions are. So it's mainly made for more like rain and adverse conditions when you're playing on the field. Now, if we move on to the stud pattern, you can see it has a split sole construction, so it has studs separated from the toe and the heel. As you can see, you can't really see a plate running across it. You only see like this shiny area, which is part of the upper as well, and that is on the plate is actually underneath the studs here, and it gives you a good spring back when you're running, but it's also flexible enough where you can turn and change direction pretty easily. So another aspect of the technical specs of the cleat is actually the insole. So the insole of the cleat is Nike's normal standard foam that you'd get in most Nike cleats, and however there's a little bit of a difference that I wish Nike would have had added. This is the Nike Mercurial Vapor 12, which is what this is based off of. And as you can see, the insoles look pretty similar. However, if you can see on this black area here, there is Nike grip technology. So what that does is that it keeps the insole in place in the cleat. So I don't know if you can see, but it's like a little bit of raised bumps. And those bumps go straight into these grooves down here in the sole, in the base of the boot, and I'll put a picture up to make it a little bit more clear. But basically this kind of goes into those bumps, and it prevents it from moving, the insole from moving around a little bit, which gives you a little bit more performance. And I think if Nike had implemented that, that would have been great. All right, so now we'll talk about performance. The performance of the cleat is, I'd say, just a little bit under what it's based off. So I'd much rather wear the Nike Mercurial Vapor 12, but that doesn't mean that I can't wear this or you shouldn't wear it or it performs badly. I just feel like this gives me a little bit more performance gains when I'm playing, and it just feels a little bit more comfortable. But going into each aspect of performance, I'd say the plate, the heel plate and the outsole, it gives you a good spring back. So running, changing direction, there's not that big of a problem. The only thing I'd say is that with the insole difference and a little bit of knit difference just from the fly knit, it's kind of a little bit looser than I'd hoped. So just changing direction can be a little bit, you kind of feel like you're moving a little bit side to side, so you're kind of losing a little bit of energy when you're running. But other than that, I think the touch on the ball is great. It's super thin, which is nice and pingy when you're playing. The comfort is, I'd say, up to par. It's pretty much the same as the Nike Mercurial Vapor 12. And running them, I didn't get any blisters out of the box, so which is great. Playing in them was fun. They're pretty light, so they're actually 6.7 ounces, so about 190 grams, and feels like pretty much there's nothing on your foot. And once you get used to playing them, you break them in, they get a little bit softer, which is great. Now, moving into durability, I'd say they're not the most durable cleats on the market. They can fall apart if you really wear them a lot. I didn't wear them consistently like I do with my other cleats, so I'd assume that if I did, they'd kind of break down a little bit. I can already tell here that the Nike skin layer over here is kind of separating from the knit, which doesn't actually affect anything, but just not what you want. You'd hope you'd have like a uniform construction where it'd stay together. Other than that, I think they perform well. They do what they're supposed to do, and the fact that they're made out of completely recycled materials is really outstanding, that they were able to make a cleat this well made. And with the price tag as well, like these are $175, and usually a Nike limited edition cleat like this would probably be over $200, and so I think that's actually a good bargain for what you get. So I think they actually perform well for their price, and they do well for what they've cost and what the idea is. I think it does great. And compared to yesteryear's model, which was the 2012 model, that didn't perform very well, it was really stiff, and compared to this is miles ahead. So I think Nike's really improved with the idea and the concept, and hopefully they come out with a new version of this soon, and it's even better than this one. Thank you for watching the video, guys, and hope you have a good one.